Look out, y'all. It's your boy Ashy Knuckles. About to get up and cut this grass early Sunday morning. Um, just want to do a quick video on the potential Canelo versus Triple G matchup. I read on Boxing Scene this morning where Canelo and De La Hoya were interviewed. I guess they basically were asking him if we're any closer to getting the fight done, which we all want to see, which is the middleweight showdown, Canelo versus Triple G. Of course, we were all under the impression that Young Red was just ducking. He was the middleweight champion, lineal actually. He took the title away from Cotto, and Cotto took the title away from the lineal champion of that time, which was Sergio Martinez, who was the lineal champion. And I've touched on a previous video that the WBC was going to strip Canelo for not unifying with Triple G in a very unprecedented move by a sanctioning organization. And so we all thought Canelo was just ducking, or had his reasons for not fighting Triple G. And what he did was relinquish the title instead of just ducking the guy and staying at that weight. He went back down in weight. So I was under the impression that absolutely no attempts to make the fight with Triple G were ever made. And it just comes to find out that was a damn lie. And, as a boxing fan, you got to come to grips with reality, okay? We all are Triple G fans. I don't know about all you guys, but, I'm a fan of Canelo too. I mean, I love boxing, so I could give a damn about all the little details here and there, why people are not fans of certain fighters. To each his own. I don't knock anybody, but nobody can knock me either. I think Young Red a beast in that ring. I think that boy can fight. And that's just the real, And I also watched 78 Sports TV video this morning, and he also touched on the fact that De La Hoya and the Golden Boy Promotions offered Triple G an 8-figure purse, and they turned it down. When do you start saying a guy is full of shit? And the person I feel bad for is Triple G, because Triple G is not the one doing the negotiations. Just like most fighters don't do any negotiations. That's what they do is they fight. That's what they do. That's the only thing they do. That's the only thing usually they're in control of. They don't know about businesses on a day in, day in. I mean, you can go back in history, and that's why most fighters in the history of boxing, when they stopped fighting, they were fucking broke. Because the real smart guys, the Harvard grads, the big Ivy League graduates, took their fucking money using their intelligence, and this is no different. Triple G is just a fighter. He has a team around him that issues a lot of wolf tickets in the media, but on the back end, there's no actions that make it seem like they actually want to get a lot of that bullshit they talk about accomplished. And like I said, I was duped too. I was under the impression that Cotto didn't want that work, Canelo didn't want that work, Quillen and all the other middleweights didn't want it. It was just a long list of fighters. So I sympathized with Triple G, wondering whenever he was going to get his opportunity on the big stage with the big names. But now that I know that he was actually offered an 8-figure payday, which he's never had in his life, and they turned that down, I'm sorry, I don't give a damn what anybody think. You can come on my comment board, you can hate, you can do a response. I don't give a damn. They don't want the fight. You need to come to grips with that, because you're not getting any money like you would get against Canelo. And that fight, that 8-figure payday is coming in one night. One night's work. How many fights do you have to take on a normal basis to get that amount? That's the question you need to ask. This is boxing. When you ain't the A side, you got to do what you got to do to become the A side. And they ain't doing shit but issuing wolf tickets, man. Wolfing in the media. That's it. And when you think about all the things that they've been saying from day one, you got to call a fucking spade, man. You said you'll fight anybody from 154 to 168. Erislandy Lara offered to fight you at 54. You didn't want it. Offered to fight you at your weight. You didn't want it. Andre Ward offered to fight you. You know, come up in weight, fight the super middleweight champion. Made you an offer. Y'all didn't take it. Okay? All of these offers have substantial money. Money that you have not made before. Money that you're not going to get fighting anybody else. And now another 54-pounder has offered you a 10-figure payday and you turn that down? They don't want the fucking fight, man. Either that or they got some very, very cruel or crooked fucking people representing Triple G. And what they're doing is they're playing with to the media, making it seem like nobody wants to fight this guy. Nobody's coming to the negotiating table. Nobody's picking up a phone to call. And it's a bunch of bullshit. So what they're doing is they're taking good money for, you know, his fights. He's getting good money, but he's not getting that big significant purse that he would get in fighting a marquee name. You know, all to build the mystique that everybody is avoiding them. And if that didn't, if the mystique about Margarito being avoided didn't teach you anything, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to become the guy when it comes to the negotiating table. That doesn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is they're toying with the media, playing with their emotions, making it seem like young Red don't want that work. But the whole time, Red is still getting his paper. Red just did a pay-per-view. Whether you fight him or not, he is a name. You can't change that because you're in the media talking shit. The only people that's not getting money is you, Triple G. So you got to do what you got to do. Recognize the business behind this, that you are the B-side and you don't call the shots. You got to take the offers that are there if it's a good offer. You can't worry about what Canelo's going to get. You got to worry about what you're going to get and worry about what you would get if you didn't take the fight, because he's still getting bread. This is your opportunity to get the big money. Take the fucking fight, man. 8 figures? Are you kidding me? See, the problem with this is they learned from Bob Arum. Bob Arum would go to the media every chance he get to make it seem like Pacquiao was trying to fight Mayweather, and they would just absolutely would not come to the negotiating table, which was some bullshit. You know, over time, people start seeing it was just a bunch of bogus bullshit. And the only difference between it is, even though Bob Arum was going to the media to make it seem like Mayweather didn't want that work, it wasn't bullshit on Pacquiao's part or really on Bob Arum's part the whole time, because Pacquiao kept fighting legit guys. He was fighting legit dudes. So, oh, that mug dirty. He was still fighting legit guys. So, the fact of the matter of them making it seem like Mayweather didn't want the fight, they can actually pull that off. So what they did was they mentioned Mayweather's name every chance they got. And it helped build Pacquiao's star power, especially because he was knocking motherfuckers out too. But with Triple G, you're not fighting legit guys. You have a resume that consists of guys who are maybe solid contenders, but you don't have a long list of champions under your belt. And you don't have that history of going up in weight, challenging other good fighters at higher weight classes, because you'll be fighting substantially bigger guys with a bigger punch, which is hard to do. You don't have that under your belt. So what's going to happen is you're not a young fighter. You're already in your 30s. And what they're going to do is they're going to keep toying with the media and keep getting Triple G all these fights where he's not making that big money. And what's going to happen is his ass is going to end up getting clipped. And then that big fight going to go right out the fucking window. Because this is boxing. Boxing is a young man's game, and you're not going to be dominant forever. You know, you have a few guys who are able to fight in their 40s. It's a rare feat. That's why it's highly celebrated when these guys are able to accomplish it. Triple G already is at an age where most people would be long in the tooth. So this is going to fail. So I hope you guys understand what's going on. It may not be Triple G fault, but at some point you got to put your foot down and tell your team, look, God damn it, get me a big fight for big money. Stop bullshitting. And now that we know that Team Canelo wasn't bullshitting, you mean to tell me that they offered 10 million bucks and you didn't take it? You can call that ducking. Who ain't gonna take that 10 million when you ain't getting 10 million per fight? Dude, you're stupid if you... Dog, what type of people does he have representing him, man? You got Abel Sanchez talking a bunch of bullshit in the media. You got Loafer or whatever the fuck his promoter's name is, not even picking up the phone when you're getting legit fucking offers, acting like you just this marquee attraction when you can't attract flies to bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, dog, y'all gotta... It's time to start holding Triple G's team accountable. Don't just go at Young Red, man. The dude trying to fight him. And you look at Young Red's resume. It's filled with fucking names. Compare the resumes, man. Compare the resumes. So y'all think because Triple G can fucking hit hard, that's all the reason in the world to duck him. Look, power is just one aspect of the game, man. You got people in the gym putting them paws on you, and you be like, God damn, he really gave me some work today. That motherfucker can hit. And it be just regular, solid, contenders. But they don't have the skill set that these elite guys have. That's why they're not somebody in this game. A lot of dudes can punch, man. Punching power is just one aspect, man. That's why these fighters, they're not afraid, dude. They take big shots all the time. They take mediocre shots, light shots, and big shots all the time. Just because a guy can hit, it don't mean shit. All right? So y'all need to get that out your mind because a guy got power. Ooh, I'm scared. Ooh. Dude, if fighters are afraid, they would not be a fighter. And that's just the bottom line, dog. You can't be a bitch and do this shit for a living. You know? It's just fighters are a different cut of cloth, man. Anybody that's willing to take paws across their head for a living, dog, you got to be a dude that's not afraid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people, y'all need to come to grips with this, okay? You got to come to grips with this. This ain't like going down the street and you in the hood and Big Jacob down the street want to fight you and you scared because, everybody know he can fight. You know what I'm saying? No, these motherfuckers do this for a living. This is like sacking groceries to them. You know what I'm saying? This is like putting in a straight 8 a day for, a 40-hour week. This is what they do all day long. Train and spar and fight and stay in shape. So these guys are not scared, man. You know what I'm saying? It's these motherfuckers that's representing them. I'm telling you. Triple G need to get a whole new team, man. Let me know what y'all think about it. Is Ash on some bullshit? Am I exaggerating? Leave me some comments, make a response video. Send it to me because something wrong with my feed, man. I don't ever get everybody's video. I don't know why. But if you got a disagreement or if you agree, leave it, man. It's your boy Ash, man. I'm gonna cut this grass. Holla.